Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He's another one. He was like my England captain. I still think he has got the attributes and everything. It's just injuries with him again. Like he can be like, there's no midfielder in the world like him. Like honestly, like there's no midfielder in the world like him who plays like him. Like, and people might be looking at this and thinking I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, there's no midfielder in the world like him. And everyone who's played with him and everyone who's played against him knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. I'm your host, Leroy, and welcome back to The Insight. But before we start, could you make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for any new content that will be coming your way very soon. But without further ado, enjoy the pod. So obviously now you're in Germany. I don't know how to pronounce it. How do you pronounce it?
VfR Aalen.
Right, you're lying. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, it's different alphabet. So people in England, they will say VFR, but V in German is foul, and F, yeah, foul F, and then R is R.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's funny because I read it earlier and I was like, that's mad. But yeah, how was it there? Talk me through it.
Yeah, man. Obviously, you know, my what happened? How did it happen? Yeah, so the window was extended this year because of Corona, quite longer. So once my season ended, you know, I was able to kind of leave after the season in Canada, and my contract was up, and you know, I think it's like 6 months until the next Canadian season. So it's a no-brainer for me. Like, why don't I go and play football? You know, you never know if I could go back there to Canada. I don't know. I'm not sure about the future, but I always wanted to continue playing based on the year we had in COVID and you know, having a shorter season. So I didn't want to be fit for no reason, type of thing. That's the mentality I had. And again, going back to 6 months off, and you know, that's not really what I wanted to do. And yeah, I just wanted to go back to Europe. My family, you know, lives in Germany, so it's kind of a no-brainer in terms of me going to play here and going to play in a credible league with a credible team as well, who used to be in the second division, and play here, man. And yeah, man, do my job and continue my career, man.
Oh, I hear that. What do you call it? How was it settling in? How are the boys? How's the facilities? How's everything?
Yeah, man. You know, like you can see, like it's a stadium where you know it can be a third division team type of thing. You know, most stadiums kind of are like that in Germany anyway. I think it's 10,000 something, but you know, I've never been because of COVID. I've never been here when it's full, or I don't think it gets full like that in fourth division anyway. But you know, a few seats get filled when you know, COVID's not here. But yeah, man, it's you know, cool facility, cool training ground, and you know, everyone's cool, man. Everyone's cool here. You know, everyone, you know, has an idea in their head of what they want to get out of football and what they're here for and the common goal. So that's good, man. Like, you don't want anyone like not kind of putting in the work and everything like that. And everyone here is like you know, on the same page, and you know, we just want to win. So by any means, type of thing, you know, try and win, and yeah, see what the future holds, man. You know.
Well, has the season started now? I'm guessing.
Season started when I joined, so I came like 10 or so games in, something like that. So you know, like I said, you know, I was playing in Canada when they started, and then I joined, and you know, it kind of like continued my season type of thing. So yeah, man, you know, just kind of continuing where I left off in Canada, and you know, trying to fit into you know, what they got going on here. I had a break from Canada to here, so like a month, and lost a bit of fitness, but got that back now, so that's all good. And yeah, with COVID, we had a long break in November, so our league was shut down, but it's restarted now. So yeah, got a game tomorrow and a game on Saturday before the winter break.
Oh, that's sweet, man. So obviously at this part of the section of the podcast, I always ask like some advice kind of things, isn't it? So how do you deal with criticism?
Yeah, with me, I've learned to like. Are you talking about criticism from managers, players? What are you talking about?
All sorts. Obviously, you react differently to each one, innit?
If it's on social media criticism, then I don't. Yeah, I'll look at it and I'll laugh. Like that's what I kind of treat it as, and I'll just use it as fuel type of thing. But doesn't affect me in any type of way. Um, then I would say criticism from manager or players or whatever. It's like part of the game, you know. It's like you gotta hold your teammates accountable, and you know you gotta know that they gotta hold you accountable as well. So if you feel like you know they're doing something not good, then you gotta pick them up on it. And if you're not doing something good, they should tell you the same. You know, obviously you'll probably have a bite back, something to say back, and you know they gotta kind of prove to you or show you like what you're doing wrong, and you just gotta have a clear, open head. You know, not be someone who's like, I'm perfect, I don't do no wrong. Nah, you know, type of thing. Otherwise, you'd be playing at Barcelona or something. You know, so like you just gotta be open minded and open to criticism. So that's how I see it, man.
Not true. How do you deal with not playing when you feel like you should play?
Um, I haven't dealt with that until, well, I'm saying the last time I dealt with that was 2019. For a time period, I started very well, and I don't know why I got taken out of the team. Like I was doing my job, scoring goals, we were winning. Um, yeah, I got taken out of the team. Obviously, number one, I think you should always put it in training.
Yeah.
Although personally, I don't want the wrong people to get this misconstrued, but I don't think training matters in terms of a manager's thoughts. I think training only matters when the manager's not sure about the person in your position and you, if that makes sense. Like that's something like to change a manager's opinion. If he's 50-50, I think training does matter. But like when you're a player where he knows what you're gonna get from you in games and stuff, like for example, when I've been here, my performances in games than training has been light years apart. You know, like I've done much better in games than I've done in training. So um, does it matter training? You know, hard to say, but yeah, like training. I'd say also knocking the manager's door, ask him why, respectfully ask him why. You know, after the game, I would say like, so say if he doesn't pick you on a Friday and then you play on a Saturday, the team doesn't play well, ask him on a Sunday, you know, or a Monday, like why didn't I play? What do you think I need to do better? Then you hold him accountable, and you know what you have to do in his eyes to do that. And then if you continue to do that and he still doesn't pick you, then maybe something else, you know. But yeah, those are the two things I would say, to be honest.
Okay. If there was anything in your career that you could change, just one thing, what would it be?
Um, like I don't want to be cliche, but I would say nothing. You know, um, I would honestly say nothing because it's led me to how I live my life now. like even as a person and how it shaped me as a person. And sometimes, like, you know, but not even sometimes, all the time, life is bigger than football, you know. So um like I can't really say I wish this happened and this, but like if you're talking about strictly football terms, um then I would say, um and even saying it doesn't really make any sense in hindsight anyway, because back then I wouldn't have known. I would have still been the same. So like I would say, like, agents, like pick the right agent, you know, have someone who's older than you, who's very clued up and wise to like spotting out certain things and certain people, maybe who's right for you, who's not right for you, and you know, those type of things really. But I can't really pinpoint one thing that I could say I wish I changed this, because I wouldn't be where I am now in my life, you know. Obviously my career, I would be somewhere different, but what price do you pay for that, you know?
True, true, true.
Yeah.
So now I'm guessing you have an agent now, yes or no?
No.
So
Well, I have agents who like I work with, but not like contractually. Yeah.
yeah. So how do you pick an agent, or how do you communicate with one? Like, how do you know this one is one I should be working with? Here's one that I shouldn't be working with.
Well, number one, you have to have a bit of like leverage talking to them, and a bit of value bringing to them, because otherwise they wouldn't be talking to you if they didn't think, you know, they could do something for you, or, you know, X, Y, Z, you know. So I feel like obviously you need to be on your game, like in terms of the type of people that you can come encounter with. For example, Mino Viola is never going to call my phone, or even if I message him, he's never going to pick up to my calls, you know, to try to get me a club, because I'm not on that level, you know. But on my level, the type of agents that I speak to, like, have to be my level to speak to them, you know. So like whatever your level is, like that's like, you know, they, you know, your level by the agents you're kind of speaking to and the contacts they have. um I feel like, you know, if they're very receptive and very responsive in terms of how they give you feedback, whether they're speaking to clubs, not speaking to clubs, they're keeping you updated. Like you don't always have to go chasing them. They actually, you know, hit you back on, you know, oh, I did this, or oh, I found this, I spoke to this guy. That's how you kind of know where you have a good agent who has your best interest. But when people kind of go cold on you, you know, you're chasing them on certain stuff, and you know, everyone's human, so it's not like they forgot. It's not like, oh, sorry, I forgot, you know, type of thing. If you were a priority, they would make sure. Like I've been a priority with some agents, and they can't stop ringing my phone, you know. So just know that, like, if you're a priority to them, they will be, you know, on you. They'll be messaging you, checking up on you, how you are, and what you're up to, and what you need, and everything like that. So yeah, these are the type of tips I would kind of give.
No, I hear
It's like a girl, innit? It's like a girl in a relationship, you know. Like, you know, if she likes you, she's gonna be messaging you, replying to you, not, you know, replying 2 days later or whatever. Like, you know, it's like a girl, innit? You know, that's how you kind of gotta see it.
No, I hear that. That's the easy way to put it. But if you have any advice for any young players that are aspiring to become like a footballer or within the industry, what's one piece of advice you would give them?
I would say never change like the way you play for anyone. Like, you know, add things to your game, but don't take anything away from your game, you know. Like, why would you want to take away something from your game? Unless it's like something like, for example, decision making. Like, if you're bad at decision making, obviously you got to take that away from your game, you know. But like, I guarantee you, someone never told Neymar to stop dribbling. Well, they probably did actually. Probably did tell him to stop dribbling. But if Neymar stopped dribbling with the ball, he wouldn't be Neymar. You know, he would just be I don't even want to throw someone under the bus, but it'll just be some other Brazilian wing or something, you know. So um, I would say like yeah, like you gotta just know what to add and um, you know what to what to add to your game and what you can work better on your game to make you the best version of yourself, but don't really take anything away from your game because you want to be a complete player. So you have a DNA as a footballer. Everyone plays football differently. Well, actually, all the good players play football differently. If you've noticed, all the best players in the world, there's no one who really plays quite similar.
That's true.
You know, or majority of the time, it's like the players who are not as good as them, the average players who play the same, and it's because they've been coached the same or they've been told to play the same way. You know, but like all the best players in the world, they get paid that much money and everything because they've stuck to what their DNA is. Messi's DNA. Well, Messi's a freak, but um, you say Neymar, Ronaldo, you say Mbappe, Haaland, like they all play differently and they all have their different types of styles and they're all good at it. So whatever you're good at, stick to that and just do you, man. That's what advice I would say, man.
True. So for you, who are the top 5 players you've played with, and who are the top 5 players you've played against?
Good question. Top 5 players I played with. I'll say one, Serge Gnabry.
Yeah.
Played with him in the youth team a couple of times when I was under 16, yeah, and he was like under 18, Arsenal. I would say he wasn't in his prime, but Joe Cole got to play with him in the under 23s game. Good guy, man, really good guy, lots of knowledge and everything like that. Lanzini, he's another one, amazing player. Yeah, man, amazing player. Very good. Just injuries, man. Like see him in the Prem. Injuries, man. If he didn't get injured so much, then he'd be amazing. Um, like there's other players who I can say like who they're good and maybe they didn't go on to be like go to the top and everything like that, but amazing. Like we're talking strictly about games, yeah. We played it in with a game. I'll say
Training players as well.
yeah. There's a few training players that I haven't mentioned, but I'm just sticking on games at the moment. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he's another one. He was like my England captain. I still think he has got the attributes and everything. It's just injuries with him again. Like he can be like there's no midfielder in the world like him. Like honestly, like there's no midfielder in the world like him who plays like him. Like, and people might be looking at this and thinking I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, there's no midfielder in the world like him. And everyone who's played with him and everyone who's played against him knows what I'm talking about. Like he's like a real Ferdinand in midfield, type of thing.
That's
He's
let me understand. Can you hear me?
what you want? Yeah, I can hear you. You want me to?
Let me understand that one. Obviously, it's like if you've played with him,
Yeah.
you know football. If you watch it, you understand. But let's say for someone who does not understand what will understand and how.
Yeah, they probably thinking, what is this guy talking about? But I'm telling you, trust me, like this guy, he can pick up the ball from his own box and drive down the middle of the pitch. Just drive to the other box. Like I'm trying to think who's been like that in previous years as a player. Like Yaya, like a Yaya Toure type of player, like this type of talent. But like I said, like I feel like injuries have knocked him back a lot, and rotation and managers has knocked him back a lot as well, and just not being consistent, whether that be him or whether that be, you know, his environment around him and his injuries, like I said. So I still believe like what he can do, man. You know, he just needs a run of games, and you
I
know,
think he was about to start a good run of games before the Achilles injury that he just had.
yeah,
I think that's when
people.
things will start to take off because I think he might have been at Crystal Palace and done really, really well and came
That's
back.
when he got picked for England, the World Cup, man.
Yeah,
You know, like people forget that, you know, that type of thing. Was it World Cup or Euros?
it was. Hold on, it was World Cup. No,
I don't remember. No, it was World Cup. It was World Cup. Yeah, it was World Cup. He got picked for the World Cup. Um, yeah, and that was 2 years ago. Yeah, people forget, man. You know, football is fickle sport. You know, and you would have said someone from there. You would just, if I'm telling you what I'm telling you, back then you would have said, yeah, I see what he's talking about. But obviously now people like, what's this guy talking about, type of thing. But nah, baller, man. I think I got one, two, three, four. I think I got one more,
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. Fifth and last best player I played with. Um, I would say someone who's probably under. I'm gonna shout out someone who's not on, like, you know, at the top or whatever. Um, I would say I'm gonna make this like a group one. So I'm gonna shout out all the guys who, like, I was like their strike partner, or like they were like my winger or number 10. So like one of them is like Ainsley Maitland-Niles. You know, he was a number 10 back in the day, and you know, I think still he's probably more of an offensive player, if anything, than a defender. But you know, he doesn't play there. Um, Denzel Buadu, people won't know who that is, but you know, he was at Arsenal, went to Man City, and went to Dortmund. You know, he's another one. Jair Parfit Williams. He was at West Ham with me. He was like my number 10 or winger, and yeah, linked up um, over there. So the fifth one, I'm gonna give it to like them guys like who I played with, who, you know, helped me score a lot of goals in my youth days. Yeah.
Nah, I hear that. Quick one. How was your England experience? You obviously talked about Loftus-Cheek being one of your captains. How was your England experience?
Yeah, man, being that young and playing for England, man, that was a dream come true type of thing. And yeah, man, playing on TV, going back to school the next day was crazy, man. How I got actually called up was actually in a class.
Swear.
So yeah, man, they came to my class. They sent they sent a girl to, like, well, you'd I don't know how you call it, but in school you'd have like people who work on like I don't know if it's for a day or like a lesson, but
Yeah.
it would be a rota where you would have to do chores, you know.
Is it prefect? Is that what they call it or no?
I can't remember what it was called, but like you'd have to, like, if the receptionist be like, go take this to, you know, the principal's office, then you have to go take, but like it's like a shift. It's like you're on shift, you know.
No, we
You're
don't.
P Yeah, so you'll miss a lesson doing that, like maybe once a month or whatever, like, and they would get like the younger students to do that, right? Um, and yeah, I remember one of them coming and then giving the teacher a note, and then saying, "Oh, Jordan, you have to go," and this and that. And thinking, what? And then go like downstairs or whatever to, I'm thinking, what's going on? And then they're like, yeah, you need to go home. And then there's going to be a car waiting for you and everything. And, you know, they're going to take you. Da, da, da. And it was a late call up. I think someone got injured or something. So ended up getting called up late. And yeah, man, ended up going. And yeah, I can't really remember the experience too much like detail, but yeah, man, it was a very good experience, man. Something that
Who was in your team at the time? Obviously, you said Loftus-Cheek. Who was in that age group or that you played with?
guys who still playing professionally now. Loftus-Cheek, um, Mason Bennett, he plays for Millwall. Jerome Sinclair, he's at CSK Sofia in Bulgaria. Charlie Colkett, he's in Sweden. Ole Einar, he's at Fulham. Ashley Smith Brown, he was at a League Two. Yeah, he used to be at Man City, but now he's at League Two or conference team. Who's my centre backs? Anger's gone, goalkeeper.
Where is he now?
I'm pretty sure he's at Southampton.
Okay.
Still. But I think he's number 2. He used to be number 1, but he might be number 2 now. Yeah, I'm probably gonna forget a few names, man. But
that was a good age group, though.
Yeah, it was good ballers in that, man.
Nah, bro, thank you so much for your time. It was great having this conversation and catching up, man. Wish you all the best for your season right now.
No worries, man. Bless up, man. Bless up.
Man.
Well, you know what? When you're from the ends, when you're from the hood, you can't let stuff like that deter you, bro. So I just kept on playing, and I had another trial up in Scotland. A team that just got promoted in the SPL. So I went there and I just said, you know what? Let me just bite my teeth, bro. Done my thing and I got signed, bro. That's where it started. First professional contract at 20. Yeah. And I was there. I never looked back since.